Um, I want to talk to y'all about. I'm about to go work out, but tell you about cleansing your womb. I know I didn't talk about it yesterday, and it's very important. Did I put it? Okay, yeah. And make sure you do a recap. Make sure you all go back and do a recap. Watch the first video that I did that tells you about what fibroids are, and then watch the video that I did yesterday that goes through the herbal therapy, homeopathy, what homeopathy is, because you need a ground understanding of that. And I'm going to try to slow down because I know a lot of this information I've been knowing for a long time. And so I can kind of like speed through it, but I want to slow down so people can really understand and catch on the importance. And that's why today, when I was making my tea, I thought about it and I was like, ooh, that was one of the things I did that. Hold on. What is it? I think that was the shouldn't wash my car. I'll come back. I think that's one of the things that I did that I think cleansing, they threw me off. Cleansing my womb and making sure that I detox my womb was something that I did as well. And it's very important. Even before you start changing your diet and going into all of that, you need to do a detox. And I'm just not talking like a detox just to eat right, but this is really a womb detox too. So you'll need, and I have to go over that as well, your herbs, the same herbs that you will possibly use for your teas. And I'm going to add some more. I'm going to go in there and get my list because I have a package of herbs that I've created for my womb baths or yoni steams. You may have heard them called yoni steams or vaginal steams, and also baths. You can put these herbs in the tub and soak in them. You can also put them in a pot, let them boil, heat up, let it cool down before you actually sit over it, and then allow those herbs to start to that steam from those herbs to go into your womb space. And I was also doing that. So I didn't go through take time, go back, because I didn't go through the whole cleansing and detox. So first, yes, you want to do a cleanse, not for the reproductive system, for your gastrointestinal digestive system, and also for your lymphatic system. You want to do a cleanse. Now, you may choose to do a parasite cleanse. That's fine. You may choose to just focus on your colon and your reproductive system. That's good. But whatever it is, you need to clean out the digestive system, the womb space, like all of this area needs to be cleansed out. And this is highly suggested to do that before you even, I say, before you even do the healthy eating, and definitely before you do the herbal therapy. You need to do a cleanse and a detox. Oh, I have to go get that. So make sure that you all cleanse your womb. Now, today, the tea that I'm drinking, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it later. I did a video on it. This is red raspberry leaf, hibiscus mixed in together. And I also didn't go over the bentonite clay. Now, bentonite clay and you'll see that in the video. And I have the red clay. I got it from a OBGYN, but she's a holistic um, integrative medicine OBGYN in Atlanta, Georgia when I was there. I think that was 2017 when I was there. And I was telling her about fibroids, and she was like, hey, try this, take this. And I also did that. But I did it for a short period of time. I think I did it for maybe a couple of weeks, and I was off of that therapy, and then I went back to my chase tree berries, and of course the other list of herbs that I gave you all on yesterday. Also knowing you all that when you do have a UFE, or if you have a hysterectomy, that you haven't, like I can't stress this enough, you haven't got to the causal level. So they can reoccur. You can see fibroids come back into your womb. So the reason why we do the detox, the reason why we, set a good foundation and cleanse out the gut, cleanse out your colon and your stomach, and set that hormonal balance, and then incorporating the herbs to set the hormonal balance, is because of that. Okay, so I gotta get this door, but I wanted to make this video really quick just to let you all know. And you need to do a cleanse detox first. Then you want to go into your healthy eating and your herbal therapy. So if you haven't done a cleanse and detox anytime this year, or if you're just now starting on your herbal therapy, then you want to move forward with doing that now, and then set yourself on the healthy path of the healthy eating. I'll also put in the chat, you'll see here, about Grab Your Belly Fat, Lose Belly Fat in 7 Days ebook. Now, in this ebook, it goes through each day: day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Each day in the book, each day has about 2 to at least 2 pages dedicated for the day. Yeah, I think I'm 2 to 3, but I know 2 for sure, of what you are doing on that day. Okay. And this holds you accountable. You also have foods you need to incorporate. It's going to be herbal therapy that you're going to have to do. The last 2 to 3 days are really strenuous. I'm putting this up here and pushing you all to do it, because if you're having fibroid issue or endometriosis, or any type of reproductive, in this book is going to give you, it also sets the foundation to help to remove and degenerate those fibroids or cysts or tumors or whatever issues you have going on in your reproductive system. So it's not just for, people thinking about just getting snatched and that's it, and I gotta, stop eating this much and I do this, but it's really setting the tone, and it's setting, your womb up for healing. And you will definitely see yourself lose belly fat, but really what you're seeing with you all having fibroids, you'll see those fibroids start to decrease in size. They're degenerating. So that's what you're going to see actually doing this ebook. And it's really important, because the listing of food, what you have to eat, the different teas that you have to make, and in conjunction with the movements and the exercises that you're going to have to do, your sleep regimen, your evacuation period where you have to evacuate and do an enema, like all of that is good for helping to cleanse and stabilize the body itself as a just being healthy, but also getting to shrink those fibroids and working to shrink those fibroids. So that's a good quick guide to get you started on getting these fibroids shrunk and degenerated. And it's really not just the fact that I had fibroids and they were an issue for me, with it really protruding my belly. Didn't have any horrible cycles, and I definitely account that to my lifestyle and the lifestyle that I've had, and I want to share that lifestyle with others. But my mother suffered from reproductive issues with her womb ever since I was little. Like, I think I was about 4 when she first had her hysterectomy. After she had me, she was 34 years old, and she had a total hysterectomy. And I remember being little and me saying to my mother, like, I remember when I first had my cycle. And my cycle, I used to cramp really bad. I used to be in really, really bad pain. Didn't know it was attributed to my diet. Neither did my mother, but I found out later it was. But I actually told her, I think I was about 13, 14. I was like, I want to have the surgery like you did, and I want to take it out. Like, this is horrible. I want to just take it out. And not knowing, my mother would laugh about it, but me not knowing it, and a lot of young girls and women as well have this disassociation where they're totally separate from their womb. Like, they don't have any connection to the reproductive system, they unless they're being sexual or intimate, and they hate when the cycle times come around. And they hate when the cycle times come around because they're eating these fast food diets, they're eating these microwavable diets, this high fat, high calorie, high cholesterol, sugar, and salt foods that is causing a hormonal imbalance. So they have this extreme PMS, it's causing the bloating, it's causing the pain. And so a lot of women and girls, it starts off when you first start having your cycle, that they disconnected from their womb. So I'm doing this, the Heal Your Womb series is to get you all to a level of connecting back to your womb space. I even started this a few years ago when I was making waist beads. It was just wasted. It was waist education, like educating women on their womb, on their reproductive system, not just for aesthetic purposes. And I want people to understand that. Me doing holistic wellness, holistic fitness is not just for aesthetic purposes. We all want to be cute naked. We all want to feel good about our bodies. We all want to be confident in our own skin. But at the end of the day, what matters the most is how you actually are internally. What is actually going on in your body where you are living a long time, where you're expanding your lifespan, where you have healthy organs, where if you do a diagnostic or you go to the doctor and they do a vitals check where they actually can see that, hey, your body actually is like you're 50, but your body is that of a 25 or 30-year-old, right? That's the type of feedback that we want with our bodies. That's the type of it, just like me, just say you're 40, 41, you're in your 40s, and you want to go to the doctor and you want to hear the doctor say, hey, whatever you've been doing works. You have the vitals and the body of inward inside. When I'm talking about physically, you have the body of a 20-year-old, right? You have been definitely taking care of yourself. You may be 40 or 50 in age, but your body, you have the body age of a 25 or 20-year-old. All right. You've been doing the job, you've been doing the things you need to do. And this is coming with knowing what to do. Because I've gotten, move this back. I've gotten to the point to understand that a lot of people just don't know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, it's not a lot of people out there that's going to share and tell you what to do. All right. And that's why I did the fibrometry. If you all followed me, I did a fibrometry when I first found out I had fibroids. I think like a couple of weeks later, I started what was called the fibrometry series, where I was taking people through what I was doing to help rid my body of fibroids. And so if you want to go back and check that out, I think it's on this channel. I'm going to look. I think it's here. It may be on one of my link channels. It could be on Finally Fit or Diva D. If so, I'm going to make sure that I link those other channels to this channel as well, so you'll be able to find it. Because I think it's really helpful to know what somebody did. And that's why I started. I'm like, it'd be helpful for me to just document my journey. And I call it the fibrometry, so people can know how to do it. Because like I said before, I've been hearing people come to me of all ages, races, ethnicities, talking about their cycles. They hate it. Even teaching students, they hate their cycles. They have bad headaches. They cramp really bad. And it's all linked to our diet. So even if you're a woman who has a daughter and she's in her cycle, she started her cycle, she may be 12, she could be 11. Take her through a cleanse and detox. You all do it together. Fathers too. Go through a detox with your children. If she's at an age where she started her cycle, um, or she's getting ready to, it could be any time now. She's at that age. She's getting ready to start. Just like I was looking at the movie Turning Red, and the mother was like, I didn't think it was coming so soon. Like, you don't know when it's going to come. It's just, it's kind of like you don't know when you're going to have a baby. It just comes, right? And so to prepare your child, to prepare your daughter properly. If I had a daughter, and my son, he's 20, but if I had a daughter, one of the things that I would have her do is a cleanse. I know you're getting ready to start your cycle, or maybe you're just coming into the information and awareness of this. Like, well, now we're going to start doing a cleanse. Let's do a cleanse. We're going to do it together so we can cleanse, because this is going to help you not have those bad cycles. And we can't go and eat this type of food anymore because it's not good for you. So we won't be doing, the McDonald's anymore, or, whatever else you all eat. We won't be doing that. We can't have this type of food because it's not healthy for you, for one. And for two, it's making your cycles be really heavy, and it's making you being really pain and cramping. And we're going to try it just so we can see how it changes and how much better you feel when it's that time of the month. So try that with your children, try that with your daughters, and let them understand. Because I try to teach this to my students, but it's only so much I can do because I'm not, in the household with them. But getting them to know that it's what you're eating. You're eating these Takis. You're coming to school for breakfast. You're eating Takis, and you're eating candy, and you're eating corner store chicken, and all of this is not healthy for you. And then you come around in a couple more weeks, and your head is hurting real bad, your stomach is cramping real bad. It's time I'm on my cycle, and it's gotten to the point where people say that, and children say it, like it's normal to have cramps, and it's normal to have a headache. And it's not. It's not normal to do. And even if we want to get really deep into it, there are ways to not even release your cycle, to not release the egg. There are ways to actually heal the body so you don't release your life force, because just like men release semen through ejaculation, and that's actually decreasing their lifespan. Each time a man releases sperm and ejaculation, they are decreasing their lifespan because they're putting out life. That sperm is supposed to be put out to create a life. So every time that you're doing that, it's men that, that's why we talk about orgasms rather than ejaculation. But each time a man releases sperm and ejaculates, he is releasing his life force. So he's starting to decrease his lifespan. And a man only receives, I think, about 5,000 ejaculates in his lifespan. And that's how men start to have erectile dysfunction earlier in life, because they've done so much masturbation throughout the years, and they've done so much that they have got to a point where they're they can't get erect. Like, their penis will not get erect. They don't even have anything left in the scrotum to release. Like, they've released all of their life force that they've given it out to create another life. And same thing with women. Like, we release our life force in our eggs. We receive a certain amount of eggs when we're born, and we get this opportunity every month. Like, universe is saying, hey, are you going to have a baby? We're going to have this come through. We're setting up, the whole situation for you to get pregnant. We want you to thicken up. You get bloated. So we want to, have some cushion for the baby. We're setting up the whole house. We're going to have you rest a little bit more so you can actually have enough energy to give to yourself to set up a home for the child. And then you'll see your hormones, where you may be more aroused, or you want to mate with your spouse or your husband more frequently, because everything is conspiring for you to actually have a baby. But if you're, if you're not wanting to have a baby and you need to keep that life force, and there's ways that you, healthy ways of things that you can do to not release that egg, because every time you're releasing that egg every month, you're releasing your life force. Okay. And the less you release that life force, and also the less days and the less blood and everything that you release, then the more that energy goes back into you. And that's why it's important. Like, men now are becoming aware of, the upward draw and not releasing the ejaculate, but taking that energy back up into them and only having an orgasm and cycling that orgasm back into them, into their partner, and then back into them. So they're circulating that energy. But there hasn't been much talk, if any, on how women can work on holding their cycles and not having the cycles, and not having that pain, for one, and then not even having a cycle, and allowing the egg, which is the life force of the woman, to stay within and utilize that energy every month to keep her youthfulness, to decrease aging, to decrease disease, illness, like all of that energy, because that's powerful energy. That egg is for life. It's to create a life. If that sperm attaches to that egg, you have a whole new human being here on this planet, right? So if you're not releasing that egg down, then that powerful egg, which is life force energy, can be utilized back for you. So instead of us thinking about having hysterectomies and removing the uterus and take the cervix and releasing everything out, then definitely let's dive a little bit deeper into being educated on what that egg force is and how to keep that energy and utilize it for our own health and our own healing. Okay, because it's very powerful. Um, and I'm putting in the chat. With the book that you would need to get is by Montauk Chia. Um, just look up, and let me see if I can Google it really fast, because I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Uh, Cultivating Female Sexual Healing Love. Yeah, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy. That's the name of it. Uh, healing, healing love. Cultivating female sexual energy. Very powerful book. I think I started to read that in 2016. That was the first time I read it. And I'd had the book. Well, interesting enough, I had the book a couple of years ago in the PDF form on my phone that someone had shared with me, but I had never read it. And then in 2016, I had a friend of mine that was talking about the upward draw. And I mean, he just knew all about, all of that. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He was like, yeah, you can, instead of ejaculating, you just circle that energy back. And I was like, what? He was like, yes, I introduced me to the book. I started going through this book. I started implementing these practices, and it works. I've never really had long cycles, I can tell you that. And I saw, even when I was doing these practices, like my cycle would be like 3 days, 3 or 4 days tops, 4 days tops, right? When I started to do this, my cycle would go down to 1 day. That's the shortest time I saw it. And then when I did that in 2016, I was floored. I was like, oh my hell, what the? Like, this is some real shit, right? So, even though the pain had been gone, I've never really, after I started changing my diet, I would say once I went into vegetarian and a vegan lifestyle, that's when all of the pain started to leave. But implementing this book was the key part of like really changing things. So those of you all who want to dive a little bit deeper, Also check out Montauk Chia, Healing Love, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy, and it will tell you. Montauk Chia goes in detail. He's a master Taoist, where he teaches people about the traditional ways of healing, and he's very powerful. I've been following him for years. It's awesome, and so that would definitely be a book you would want to get and have in your arsenal. An e-guide, Lose Belly Fat in 7 Days. It's going to set you on the path. And then when you're ready to step it up, you get the Healing Love, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy. And if you have a husband, there's also one for him. I'm going to look that up. It's also a book for the men. Because that's what I was telling you, my friend, excuse me, Cultivating Male Sexual Energy, Taoist Secrets of Cultivating Male Energy. So whenever you look up the Cultivating Female Sexual Energy, you'll also see the Cultivating Male Energy. All right, the Taoist Secrets to Cultivating Male Energy. Very powerful books. Montauk Chia is awesome. So that's what I wanted to discuss with you all. Making sure that you do a cleanse of your reproductive system, making sure that you cleanse your gut first and foremost before you try to do any type of herbal therapy, yoni steams, all of that. So and this is how I set mine up. This is what I did. When I did my cleanse, my gut cleanse and did all that, and I do it every season anyway, around about that time, that's the same time that I do my yoni steams. You can do your own yoni steams. You don't have to go anywhere for a yoni steam. Okay, know that. I've went to places before and I've had people who were new to what they were doing. They weren't experienced and they were doing trial and error. And I end up being both the trial and the error, which is not cute when you're talking about your vaginal area. And the heat was so hot, like the steam ended up getting so hot that it's like, oh my god, ouch, like it's almost burnt, you know. And I was like, oh my god, like, don't you know, like, it was too hot? Did you test it? Did you wait? Like, not at all. So what I started to do was my own yoni steams, vaginal steams at home. You can get you a big old pot. Mix your herbs in there. You definitely want to have red raspberry leaf and mullein in there. Also, if you're having pain, like I was telling you all about the white willow, you want to put comfrey in there. You can put a mixture. Rose hips are always good. I always do some roses. Also infuse, your womb space with more loving energy. I always like those rose energy. Anything that's red, because like hibiscus, that's kind of the color is telling you what you want to put in it. Even like I was telling you all yesterday about the dandelion. You can put that in there. Stabilizing mood, St. John's wort. So concentrate your pot with your herbs that you want to use. Allow it to steam, maybe even boil. Take it off of the heat. Let it cool. Okay, I will let it cool for about 5 minutes. Then test it with the back of your hand or your hand to kind of put it close down to feel the steam because your vaginal area is sensitive. All right, everything is up and it's enclosed. It's always covered up. You even have, the lips, the labia of the vagina that closes and protects it. It stays protected at all times. So once you open up your womb space to this pot, it may feel hotter to your vagina than it did to your hand. So you wanted to get it very cool, and I always put my pot in a nice, comfortable space. I'll be in my living room. I'll sit it on top of a comforter. Then I'll get me a pillow for my knees, and I'll lean over, allow myself to sit on the pot, kind of crouch down over the pot and lean forward, have me a pillow, a blanket forward where I can relax and just allow the steam to come over. Now, I've also had a yoni pot before that I've had somebody make for me. So if you want, he customized me a yoni steam pot. I wish I still had it. It was beautiful. Um, but if you want to have, I do have his contact information. I'm gonna see if he's still making yoni pots, yoni steam pots, because he makes them. Wood of a tree from his home. He cuts the wood, saws it down, he puts it together, and it's so beautiful. And he can actually engrave it and put whatever designs you want on it. And I had different because I love just symbols and I love just these universal symbols. So he put these different universal symbols on there for me, and it was really pretty. I wish I still had it. But anyway, yeah, he can. I'll get with him to see if anybody's interested. If you want to get that, then you can. Make sure that you all, if you have any questions, send them to the Miss Fitness Diva at gmail.com. If you are watching this on any social media platform, feel free to send me a direct message, inbox me so I can be able to answer those questions that you have so we can, get you on the path of where you need to be to healing your womb space. So, and I also, when I'm doing my hibiscus, because this is hibiscus and red raspberry, I don't put any honey in it. I actually love the taste of the kind of like it's the little bitter taste. And right now we are in the season of spring and we're supposed to be, really working on our liver and our gallbladder. And some of the foods and the teas you should be drinking should be sour, bitter. That actually goes into healing your womb. So healing your liver and gallbladder. So if you are craving sour foods, bitter foods, things like that, then that's a key indicator that your liver and gallbladder needs to be detoxed and it needs detoxing. So definitely get you some foods to cleanse your liver and your gallbladder while you're doing this because we're in the spring um, season. And so, yeah, that's what I want to share. I wasn't looking to go this long, but those are the things I wanted to share with you all about just making sure that you do your cleanse and do your detox before you start on a healthy eating regimen. And before you start doing any herbal therapy, please don't do any herbal remedies until you've done your cleanse, you've went into your yoni steam and your yoni bath. And again, I didn't share this, but I do it for at least 3 to 5 consecutive days. Okay. So as long as you're cleansing, you also want to do your yoni steams. Okay. Especially women who have really heavy cycles or painful cycles, do this consecutive. Cleanse, yoni steam, cleanse, yoni steam. They work together, they're hand in hand. All right. And then soon as you finish, doing your cleanse, start incorporating your herbal therapy, drinking plenty of distilled water. All right. And then going into your plant-based lifestyle. And again, um, you all may say it's very hard to do going to plant-based. You may have a husband that you have to cook for. He eats meat and da da da. But you have to think about every month, do I want to be in pain? How bad do I want it? It all comes down to how bad do you want it? All right. If you want to be in health, if you want to heal yourself, or do you want to continue to go on and then, you go drastic and you just have to have a hysterectomy? So what I'm giving you are the steps. So you may not be able to completely go like I did. I just took all meat out of my diet. It was a 24-hour situation. I didn't ease myself in. I want people to understand that I did not ease myself in. I did not, go from meat to chicken to fish. And no, I took out all meats, fish, chicken, beef, turkey. I took them all out. And that very next day when I woke up, it was nothing. I was not doing any meats at all. Um, well, I did ease myself off of dairy, which I was doing. Cheese was like the only cheese and eggs. So it took me, I think about probably about 6, 7 months, around about that time. It wasn't a year, so it was like less than before I was off of eggs and cheese. And I just learned about the mucus, and I was like, I can't do the eggs. The eggs is like the eggs we have in our womb, this little baby. All right. They didn't fully mature, so I don't want to eat that. So when I visualize it, I can do better. And I'm hoping that there are some people out there that are like me. When you know what's going on, you can do better. So that's our goal. So hopefully something that I shared today helps you, someone that you know, and we are able to move forward in health and healing. Grab your Loose Belly Fat in 7 Days ebook. It is on my link tree. I think I shared my link tree in the chat. And also, you all who want to step it up after you've, and let me know if you all are interested. After we go through this series, if you all in May, if you want to go into cultivating female sexual energy, and if you want to take that book piece by piece and we dissect it and go into learning how to go and take those eggs and replenish our bodies and refuel our cells and heal our organs, and where we don't have a cycle, then we can go into that too. Because I got down to 1 day. So it would be good for me to go too, so I can get down to no days. All right. So I want to go back and try it too. So if you all are interested in there, let me know, send me a message, and we'll do that as well for the month of May. And y'all have a great rest of your day. Again, we do not accept defeat. We are powerful human beings, male and female, and we take control. You, right? You, me, we have ultimate control over our life, our circumstances, and our health. So we walk in that. We walk in that power, and we walk in the abundance, knowing that we are healed, that we are abundant, and we are powerful. All right. Have a great rest of your day.